Hi there, I am Becky Hammond, and welcome to IsogoTV. Wherever you are on your strengths journey, if you even know what that is, I want to help you take your greatest strengths and apply them to your everyday work and your everyday life. So, this is episode 1. And if you're watching this, that means we did it. We did this IsogoTV thing. At least we're starting it, and we hope that you come along this journey with us as I provide tips and tools and resources and real stories about how people are using strengths to get to their own place of success. And today, episode 1 is fixing weaknesses. And really, I can think of no better place to start than here about how do we get to that ultimate place of success, or at least what should our paradigm be? You know, when I've worked with Fortune 500 companies and with small businesses, government agencies, moms and dads alike, everyone wants to get to success. And the way they can get there, the only way really, is by using their strengths. So I've seen it and I'm living it. So let's dive in. All right, so I have a little bit of a confession to make. Well, I guess it's kind of a little bit of a twofold confession. One is that I really suck at coming up with ideas. I realized that. And then the second part of that is that it really bothers me. It bothers me that I don't seem to come up with clever things out of thin air, things that might help people. I mean, I can recognize a good idea, but that's definitely not the same. And I found myself just over and over kind of wishing that I had that. Seeing it in other people, my brother-in-law, for example, it seems like he can come up with ideas kind of left and right. He, and from random extremes, like from wanting to write a children's book about a little boy named Chance and all the ideas that go through that, to wanting to have, or thinking that it would be an awesome idea to have grapes as ice cubes, frozen grapes, right? I love that. I love that he can just kind of come up with ideas left and right. He doesn't really necessarily act on all of them, but they're there, right? Those ideas. And I found myself falling into this trap, it really is, that I've realized now is part of the ethos of our society, that we think that the most successful person is going to be well-rounded. They're going to be like a circle. And I that's what I believed, that if I could be that Renaissance woman, that would lead me to my point of greatest success. And what that requires is that we spend a lot of time fixing our weaknesses. So we think that getting to an ultimate place of success is going to happen when we fix our weaknesses. Because there are things within this circle that we don't do as well, so we need to work on them. But what has been learned over the past 50 years or so, especially, as we've studied in the field of positive psychology, if you've been to one of my workshops, I talk about this as well, that the Gallup organization and others in the field of positive psychology have studied now millions of successful people. And they have discovered that the most successful people actually get to their place of strength not by trying to pursue this idea of being well-rounded, but rather by focusing on their strengths. To get this place of success, I should say, by focusing on their strengths. So they end up not being a circle, but end up being more like a star. And that these points are their strengths, and that they essentially want to be the brightest star that they can be by focusing on their strengths and sharpening them. Because ultimately what we do when we work on our weaknesses is we're kind of working in these dips, right? So let's say I do want to work on coming up with ideas, right? Like being an idea person. So I think, okay, that's definitely one of my weaknesses. So maybe I set up a plan, maybe I have a 12-step program that I'm going through, or I YouTube how to come up with ideas. And so I start working on it, and I start pushing it out, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I've been working on it for a while. probably will be kind of miserable working on that. Maybe I'll fall asleep during the YouTube video, I don't know. Because it's not something that really comes naturally to me. It's not super energizing. And so I'm pushing out, I'm pushing out, I'm pushing out. I'm not concentrating on my strengths. I'm not focusing on my strengths, right? Those are kind of getting a little bit duller. And so I work on it for a while, maybe after my 90-day review, and I step back and I look at my star and I say, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I'm gonna be much more well-rounded. But instead, I'm kind of like this amoeba-looking thing. So I'm not well-rounded. And now, no longer is my star sharp. You know, I've these points, I've been dulling these points by not working on the things that I'm strong at. And yeah, maybe I've improved, right? Like if I take golf lessons, I probably will get better, right? But unless I have natural, raw talent, kind of a strength in that area, I'm never gonna get to a PGA Tour or the LPGA Tour, right? And so that's what it feels like when you're working on your weakness. And that's what the result is. It's not your ultimate success. It's it's somebody else's success, and you're not working in those areas of strength. And so what I discovered, for example, in this area of coming up with ideas, is that actually I'm really good at capturing an idea, making it better, and running with it and making it happen. So it's not the idea that needs to be sharpened, but rather it's the things that already come naturally to me that need to be sharpened. It's taking the idea, right? It's making it the most efficient idea, this theme that I have called a ranger, making it the most efficient and the most productive and making that sharp. And then taking my achiever, my drive and my stamina, and making that sharp and really making it happen. So that my star in the end is as sharp as it can be. It is what is gonna lead me to success. And it is what will lead you to success. If we move on the journey from thinking that fixing our weaknesses is going to make us most successful to knowing that our strengths are what are going to make us most successful. So let's use this. This week, I want you to intentionally think about your approach to improvement. Do you tend to fix weaknesses, or do you tend to concentrate on sharpening your strengths? And whatever you do, I want you to practice one thing. Pick a strength, a talent, something that comes naturally to you that you do maybe without thinking, and identify it, and then use it more intentionally this week. Pick one situation to apply it to. So for example, if you are deliberative by nature, the next time you're making a decision this week, make sure you give yourself plenty of time to assess the risk and to be able to have all the information that you need. Because when you're deliberative, your strength is making really good decisions, but you can only do that if you have all the information that you need. So then, once you have identified this, please share it. I'd love to connect with you. I'd love for IsogoTV to be a place where we collaborate, where I connect with you and you connect with other people. So do that over at YouTube comments, or especially over at isogostrong.com over on the blog for episode 1. You know, I want this word about the power of strengths to get out to the world, really, so that we can eliminate hate and strife and unnecessary frustration in our workplace and at home, and so that we can help people get to their greatest place of success by using what already comes naturally to them. So please share this with your circles, wherever that may be, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, your cousin Joe, your manager. I would love for more people to get connected here. And if you like it, head on over to iTunes and leave us a review, because that will help get the word out as well. But more than anything, I'm glad that you joined me here today. This is our first episode. It's so cool. Thank you for being here, and I really hope that you come along next week on IsogoTV.